Hey everyone, and welcome to the John Louis Memory School. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we are going to have some fun with a topic that sometimes feels a little tricky. We're talking about numbers. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oh no, math! But trust me, by the end of our time together, you're going to see that numbers aren't scary one little bit. In fact, they can be a whole lot of fun. Ready to get started? All right, let's do this. Okay, our very first stop is the world of square numbers. Ooh, that sounds important, doesn't it? Well, it is. This is our first big word we're going to learn, and it's a cool one. So, what in the world is a square number? It's a fantastic question. And the answer? Well, it's way simpler than you think. Let's break it down.
A square number is just a number that you multiply by itself. That's it. That's the whole secret. So check out the example. You take the number 2, you multiply it by itself, so 2 times 2, and what do you get? You get 4. So 4 is the square number of 2. See? You totally got this.
Let's try another one, just for fun. What do you think the square number of 5 is? Well, we take 5 and we multiply it by itself. So 5 times 5 equals 25. Simple, right? You're a natural at this.
And hey, here's a little memory tip, a little brain hack to make this stick. When you hear square number, just picture a perfect square box. You know, where every side is the exact same length? Both sides have the same number.
Awesome work. Now that we've got square numbers down, let's move on to our next big idea. We're going to talk about something called factors. And to make it super easy, just think of them as a numbers family. Come on, let's go meet them.
So what are factors? They're just the smaller numbers that can be multiplied together to make a bigger number. Thinking of them as a numbers family members is perfect. They all fit together perfectly, with no pieces left over to make that main number.
Let's look at an example with two different numbers, 8 and 12. So the family members or the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. And for 12, the family is a little bigger. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Make sense? Now, here's the really cool part. We want to see what these two families have in common. Which family members do both 8 and 12 share? Well, if you look closely at both lists, you can see it. They both have a 1, they both have a 2, and they both have a 4. These are their common factors.
You are doing so well. Seriously, great job. We have one last big idea to tackle, and this is where it all comes together. We are going to become masters of multiples and something called LCM. This is the big one.
Okay, don't let the new word scare you, because this one is so easy. A multiple is just the answer you get when you multiply a number. It's just your multiplication tables. You've been doing this for years.
For instance, let's find the multiples of 7. Well, 7 times 1 is 7, and 7 times 2 is 14, 7 times 3 is 21, and it just keeps going. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, all of those are multiples of 7. See? No problem.
And of course, we have another great memory tip for this one. The word multiple starts just like the word multiplying. They're practically the same word. So when you hear multiples, just think multiplication. Easy.
All right, so you're a pro at multiples now, which leads us to the big mystery. What on earth is this LCM thing? You ready to find out? Okay, here it is. LCM stands for least common multiple. Now, I know that sounds like a big mouthful, but let's just break it down. Least just means the smallest. Common means shared, and we just learned what a multiple is. So the LCM is simply the smallest multiple that two numbers both share. That's all it is.
So why is this useful? Well, let's imagine a story. We've got Arun, who can walk a lap around a park in 6 minutes, and his friend Shah Jahan takes 8 minutes. If they both start walking at the exact same time, when will they cross the starting line together again? This is a perfect LCM problem. So how do we solve it? We just list out the multiples for each of them. The multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, and so on. And for 8, we have 8, 16, 24. Wait a second. Do you see a number that's in both of those lists? Yes, you got it. It's 24. That's the first number they have in common. It is their least common multiple. So Arun and Shah Jahan will meet up right at the starting line in exactly 24 minutes. We figured it out. How cool is that?
Okay, you have learned so much. You've been amazing. And now, it's your turn. It's time for you to be the number hero. Let's do a little challenge. Okay, first up, a quick little review question to get those brains warmed up. What are the factors of the number 7? Remember, the family members that multiply together to make 7. What are they?
And the answer is 1 and 7. That's it, because only 1 times 7 will give you 7. If you got that right, fantastic job.
And now, for your final mission. Ramya goes to the gym every 5 days. Her friend Kavitha goes every 6 days. Your mission is to use what you learned about LCM to figure out on which day they will finally meet at the gym together. Figure it out and then post your answer down in the comments. I can't wait to see what you get.
You were absolutely fantastic today. You learned about square numbers, factors, multiples, and even LCM. And you saw how we can use them to solve real problems. You should be super proud of yourselves. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you for our next lesson here at the John Louis Memory School. Bye for now.